summon Phantomon. Hell,
Your destruction is imminent. Run, coward.
Hey guys, I'm Phantomon and welcome to a new video where I will show you a weapon that you don't really see often. Like, I've never seen this in any video so far. So I tried to make Bastard Stars work, even though I have it +9 and not +10, ignore that. One more thing to ignore is my stats, because I've changed builds now and I have different stats because I forgot to record this while I was still running the Bastard Stars build. So I had 70 intelligence, 70 faith, a little bit of arcane, enough dexterity to be able to cast, to be able to wield the weapon and to cast spells faster. 30 endurance, 30 mind, 60 vigor. The strength doesn't really matter. Yeah, pretty much that. I was running Bastard Stars even though I have it +9 because I ran out of smithing stones. On the offhand, I have Staff of the Great Beyond just to be able to cast the incantations, the buffs, and the Terra Magica, the sorcery. The armor, you can wear anything you like, even though the best option would be something like this. I mean, you can put the whole set of Spellblade to boost the damage of Bastard Star's Ash of War, Nebula, and then, but I just, for stylistic purposes, I keep these two on me because it is me, Phantomon after all. And I'll just use Spellblade's gloves, Spellblade's trousers to boost it up. We use Shard of Alexander to boost it further. We use Radagon Icon to cast the buffs faster, and because you have to cast the moon as well, the full moon or the dark moon. We use Magic Scorpion Charm to have more magic damage, and we use Karen Filgrid Crest to lower the mana consumed by Bastard Star's Ash of War. You can change Radagon Icon to Dragon Crest Great Seal Talisman. That might be better because the Magic Scorpion Charm increases the damage you take. So with the Great Seal Talisman you reduce that, so it basically gets even and you don't really take that much more damage. The spells I was using to buff myself were these ones. So ignore this. Okay, so it was Golden Vow into Terra Magica into Dark Moon, and then you cast the spells. I mean, then you cast the Ash of War, the Nebula, and you cast Bastard Stars, and you will see how that actually, this weapon did way better than I expected, to be honest. Granted, it's only +9 and not +10. I mean, it would have made some difference, you know. But this weapon actually surpassed my expectations. It's actually decent. It's good enough. I tried to play it in arena as well, but it's pretty much unusable. It's easy to dodge, hard to cast because the animation is kinda long. So in arena, it's not really viable, I would say, but for PvE this weapon is actually pretty good. Enough about me, I guess, enough about the build, so I will just have you watch how I did on the first bosses by yourselves, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye. As you can see here, this is a new game, specifically NG+2, and I am trying out the Bastard Stars weapon, playing around its Ash of War mostly, which is called Nebula. First, weak boss down, and then it is time for Tree Sentinel. I was just looking for weapons to make a video out of, and I stumbled upon this one. I thought about its Ash of War, and I wondered if the explosions can hit a single enemy multiple times. As it turns out, they can. It's just that the hitbox of it is kind of weird. Sometimes it will hit and sometimes it will not. It feels very nice to use this weapon, and I think it is underrated in PvE at least. As you can see in these clips that I have for you, the damage is there, even if I'm forgetting to use all the buffs sometimes, and these enemies die very quickly. Granted, they are early game bosses and enemies. I am showing you footage of enemies I fought up until Margit and Godric. I know I didn't test this weapon on DLC bosses yet, but after I finish the base game on this run, I will try out all the weapons that I have made a video out of for each individual boss in the DLC to test the damage there as well. Granted, I do have Scadutree Blessing plus 19 right now, and I will probably get it to plus 20 in this run. For now, enjoy me fighting these bosses. What is also important is to cast all the buffs along with the Dark Moon, which reduces the enemy's magic resistance before starting to spam the Ash of War. One more thing that I kept forgetting was to keep using my Wondrous Physic before every battle. I know, this is unprofessional of me, I'm just not the best at this game, plus I was excited to record this video and I kept forgetting some stuff. At some point I also tried out the Ritual Sword Talisman, which is pretty good if you are decent enough at the game so as not to get hit constantly by the bosses. Obviously, this is not the optimal way of playing around this weapon, I mean the build that I have made, but I wanted people to take notice of this weapon of Bastard Stars and that it is pretty decent in PvE. After killing Godric in this footage, I am showing you a fight against an enemy with high magic resistance and mobility to see how this weapon fares against that. Specifically, I fought against Glintstone Dragon, and the Ash of War wouldn't hit multiple times as you would expect it to, since this is a large boss. It was also kind of hard to hit, since dragons tend to fly elsewhere when you are underneath them. Overall, despite me being sometimes bad at the game in this footage, I enjoyed playing this and editing it. It is a very cool weapon that is being slept on. Now let's enjoy Godric's voice lines for a little bit, and I will let you see the Glintstone Dragon fight as well, and after that I will be with you again.
I am the Lord of all that is golden, and one day we'll return together to our home, bathed in rays of gold.
I hope you guys enjoyed. It was really pleasant for me to play with this weapon and this Ash of War, and it was fun trying to build it correctly even though I failed miserably. I'm sure someone else can do it better, but what I want to achieve is to get this weapon out there, make people know that this weapon for PvE is actually good. It deals decent amount of damage and you can play this. That's my goal. Even though I didn't do it perfectly, that's my goal. And this weapon is really cool. So I will see you in the next one, guys. Bye bye.